know. So I think it's so interesting, right? That you had a really good birth. Like you had a positive birth experience in a hospital setting. You had a whole team that was really like working with you and maneuver through stuff, right?
Yeah.
But you didn't walk away feeling like you had a positive birth.
Yeah, I think I left and I was just in this gray area. I didn't know what to make of my delivery. And I do remember people asking me like very, short after the delivery, like, how was your experience? And even in therapy, I had therapy like within, 48 hours of returning home. And I was like, I just like don't know what to make of this. I mean, I feel like delivering a child is hard.
Yeah.
Right, period. It's the hardest thing I've ever gone through. And when I speak to most women, they say it's the hardest thing they've ever gone through.
Yeah.
I'm a Black woman, right? So I'm Black and Palestinian. On both sides all day. And working from a public health perspective, knowing about the maternal health crisis and the inequity in the healthcare system, and then becoming a pregnant woman myself, my first concern was like, great, I'm about to become a statistic. I'm scared.
Welcome to Positive Birth Corner. I am your host, MaryNissi, where we are changing the narrative around birth, one positive birth at a time. And Netta, I am so glad you're here.
I'm so glad to be here.
Yes, like it's happening. Like we've talked about it, and we're here. And so thank you so much for being here. And tell us about yourself. Tell us about your background. You kind of started hinting a little bit.
Yes.
And then also like, what age were you when you were birthing baby girl?
So, hi, my name is Netta. I'm a Black and Palestinian human being and dietitian. I worked a lot of my career in public health before opening my own private practice as a registered dietitian. And I was 34 years old when I had my baby.
You're like, how old was that?
I know. It was
I can't remember. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm pregnant here with number 2.
Yo! Yeah, so we're going to have you come back and talk about baby number 2.
I would love to. I would really love to.
I love that. So let's start first at the beginning, right? Of what did planning and preparing look like? Because I remember this phone call like it was yesterday from your husband.
What did he say?
He was like, so we had, I was like on an inquiry on the news, right? Like about my story.
Famous as usual.
But it's about my story, how I got into this work, and as a doula, as a childbirth educator. And he called me like multiple times, and I think he emailed too. And that week was just like I was hearing, people had my contact, so people were contacting me. And so I remember like getting back to him, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like it's just been such like a really busy week. And so we finally get on the phone call, and the first thing he got like said to me, he's like, "Why? You've been busy because of the Inquirer of the article?" I was like, "Hi, yes, yes, I have. I'm so sorry."
That's my husband for you.
I love it.
He's so warm and sweet, but like I think in the first few minutes of meeting him, very often I see people size him up wrong.
Got you. He doesn't play about his wife.
He does not play
about his people.
So my husband is a white male, and I'm, like I said, Black and Palestinian, and we have a lot of friends from all over the world. A lot, I would say, for so many of my friends who are Black women who gave birth, we have seen a lot of negative, preventable problems. And so we were scared.
Yeah.
Like we had multiple friends who unfortunately almost like passed away. Thankfully did not. But really had to do some self-advocacy. And so, when it came to our turn, I told him, first of all, don't leave me in the hospital alone for even 1 second. And I was like, we need to like figure out how to get through this. So he was on it. And that's what else can I ask for from like a husband? He was a wonderful like partner from conception, and he's been a wonderful hands-on dad. We had just moved to Philly, so it was a bit of a whirlwind, a little bit of confusion, and where do we go? But we did narrow down a hospital, got into finally to meet with the OBGYN and the prenatal team, and then we found you. And that's really where things came together. Like, I will always talk and hype, like, getting a doula on your team. I feel like it's necessary. And that's, the services that you gave us walking us through, telling me about the landscape of healthcare here in Philly. You dropped a ton of gems on me
of what to expect, right? Because I think that is the beauty of like doulas, right? I was doing a training yesterday of like new doulas. Oh, I love new doulas, right? And I'm like, be connected to other doulas because we're the ones who know what's happening where, right? In the different places of birth, right? In the hospitals, in the OBGYNs. Like we, you know what I mean? We tend to know these things because we're in there a lot.
Yeah. I mean, even my current OBGYN for this pregnancy, she was like, do you have a doula? I said, yes. And they're like, who is your doula? I was like, MaryNissi. She's like, oh, I know them very well. She's like, that's great. I'm excited.
I know her. Right. And I think that's the beauty of it too, is that like, I always say, even if your doula doesn't do a great job, which I think doulas always do, is that like just the idea of having a doula as part of your birth team, like goes a long way. Because like providers are like, oh, you're not playing. You didn't come to play. You know what it is that you're looking for.
Absolutely. The advocacy role that you played was really amazing. I mean, remember the first nurse who came in?
Yes.
She was so happy to see me. She was so happy to see me with a doula.
Yes.
And she was like, I love doulas. I think she ran to Starbucks and got you
coffee. She did. She went to get me a whole coffee.
And she told me, like, she just kept telling you how grateful she was that you're here. Yes. She wanted to be really supportive of me having you there.
Yeah.
And then, when the parts of my delivery got a little bit more complicated, a little bit more hard, and I kind of was... my energy levels had like exhausted. It was really amazing to have you there and be like, hold on, like Netta, like let's check in. Kind of like pull the last bit of information you could get from me to get us through that last like final moment. And I know, James, he's so grateful to have you there too.
Let me take a second and share with you about the Doula Guide Bundle. Something I created after 10 years of supporting families through pregnancy, birth, and postpartum. It includes the same step-by-step tools I use with my clients to help them feel confident, prepared, and grounded. So you can grab the full bundle or get them individually down below. You know where you're birthing, you have, a doula. Tell us what the preparation like looked like for you, and then let's go deep into this. I'm in labor and all the things that happened there. But yeah, so start take us from that part, like the preparation. What was that like for you in prenatal?
I mean, I just had like so much questions. I felt like a blank canvas to start. And I do work in healthcare, but not in the maternity. I was like, everything is new. And also on a personal note, I don't want to dive into this too much, but my mom wasn't there for me at that time. So I didn't have like that maternal person to talk about their experience with pregnancy. So I felt like there was a void. So as soon as you came in, you were asking me about my birth plan. You gave me some forms to fill out. And that was so helpful for me because I'm like, okay, so this is what I need to research. These are the questions. And then like I understood the terms. I understood like the process. So just starting from filling out that sheet. I love that. And like I'm a school person, like I love education, so I was like, where can I take classes? Yep. And I signed up for every single class they offer. I was like, we're going to all of them. Yes. And that was also just super helpful for me because I didn't want to miss anything, and I think there's a lot of new information these days that is super helpful, and I was able to hear different perspectives on things and create my own final decision. So through all of that, just taking the classes and having them built into our schedule, finishing the forms and the questionnaires that you had, and then having our, monthly discussions. From the beginning, I felt like a blank canvas, but when I got to my time of delivery, I was really confident. And that was, I didn't know I would to even expect that. Wow. Confidence, because I was scared. I was happy to be pregnant, but
you're like, how is the baby coming out?
I was scared of everything.
By the time you were like, you were gonna be in labor soon, did you know what you wanted for your birth? Like, did you know what you wanted it to look like?
Yeah, my dream, I was like, I wanted to be one of those women where the baby like falls out in the car. That's how I.
Which is not, and if like people do not want that, but you wanted that. That was your okay.
I still want that.
You still want that. We will play around it. We will play for the.
I don't know if it's realistic, but like if you ask me in the world, that is just fast.
Yes, you want it to be fast. You're like, my body knows how to do this. I want it to be done.
Yeah.
Okay, so you tell labor begins. Tell us about that. Walk us through.
I was really calm, like at the 9-month mark. I was like, okay, this baby's coming.
Yeah.
I felt confident. I remember that my water broke like 3 days after my due date. So after my due date, I did get a little concerned. I was like, oh man, like I don't want to have my labor induced. I want it to happen naturally. Mm-hmm. And so there was a little bit of like, oh, like what, I got to start doing these exercises. And then I was just like talking to the baby, and we had a moment. I was like, you can stay in as long as you want until you're ready. I was like, I'm not going to push this. Yeah. I was like, when you're ready, you tell me. Yeah. We'll make things happen. I'm going to let you do it.
I'm going to let you do what you need to do.
Yeah. And it just gave me so much peace. Like, I remember it was like a light switch. That night, it was 3 nights later, like me and my husband were laying in bed relaxing, and it was just a very like strong moment of like tranquility. Wow. I think like even in my whole life, like just that tranquility of that moment was maybe like top 3 moments. Wow. And I just remember being like very content, very happy, like, just having a moment. Like I was like, I love you, to my husband, and then just like started leaking.
That was it. I felt it. I felt the moment. I definitely felt the moment. Yeah.
So I started leaking. Oh. And I was like, it was like, what is that? And I was like, my water bill. And it started happening pretty fast. Like the leaking like really ramped up quickly. I didn't have any contractions before that. Mm-hmm. So that's not normal, right? Most of the time people have contractions and then the water breaks.
Right. So you do have, not a lot of people experience the water breaking first. Yes. Right. But it happened.
It happened. Mm-hmm. That's what happened to me. So my water broke first. Mm-hmm. And yeah, there was kind of like a little waterfall scenario. So we called you.
Yep. What time was that?
It was like 2 a.m.
Yep. I remember being at the middle of the night.
And you were like, oh, because your water broke first, things might proceed a bit faster. Yeah. But because of all the education you gave me, I still was pretty calm. I was like, you were like, you want me to come now? I was like, no, I'll just wait it out. Like, we'll see. I just wanted to let you know.
This is really how you were talking. Yes.
And then so I think I put like we had all those puppy training pads.
Yeah. Yep, I remember.
Put them. And then I just like kind of went back to bed and tried to get some sleep because I kept saying like try to get some rest. Mm-hmm. But then after maybe an hour, like the cramps did start coming, the contractions started coming. And so first it was like manageable. It started getting stronger. And at that point we were like, called you.
Come now.
Like, good time to come. And when you arrived, it was also like a beautiful moment. Like we had the ball in my bathroom. We had like the low lighting. I remember feeling like warm. I think, did we have the heater in there?
I think we did, yes.
I am like always cold. So.
Even in labor. Which like nobody people in labor like sweat because they're like, it's so hot. And you're like, I'm cold.
I don't remember that part.
That's amazing.
I did have my heated blanket in the hospital and I highly recommend everybody bring one. But I just remember being very calm. We were talking and then I was like doing the breathing and the exercises on the ball. And it was just like very relaxing. Like people asked me after the delivery, like what it was like when I was at home. And that was probably like my favorite part. Just being at home with you and like sitting there and like James was sleeping in the other room. I really like being in my house too. It's like my favorite.
I love your house. I'm working there. I'm like, yo, can I have a meeting in your house?
Man, I'm paying all this mortgage money. I'm
gonna like where I live. 100%.
So it got to a point where the contractions were proceeding and getting like pretty strong to the point I was like, I was ready for medicine. So I was like, everybody, we're going.
You did. You led the way. Like you were like, this is what I need now, right? Like it was pretty cool.
I do feel like there was like a clear decision. Like we are going now. Yes. I'm deciding. We had peanut butter sandwiches or something.
Yep. I'll never forget that peanut butter. I was starving.
We can't have you hungry.
Right. So we're like you were making me peanut butter sandwich while you're in labor in your kitchen.
Well, it's not complicated.
Like the caretaker and the dietitian and all of you are like, I'm like, I can make it.
You know what the thing is, as a dietitian, listen, I realize like it's an investment. If my team is well fed, I will get better taste.
There you go.
I will not let someone braid my hair without bringing them breakfast.
Wow.
Because they're gonna be hungry, they're gonna be tired, and they're gonna do a bad job.
You are gonna mess up my hair. It's not good.
So it seems like I'm being nice. But am I really?
Listen, it worked out for me because I was hungry and you fed me. I said, okay, this is great. And protein, baby, hit the middle of the night.
It's sugar. It didn't have added sugar in it.
Right. It was great. It was I remember that too.
So, I needed you to be well fed. And I honestly I just am so grateful. We had such a great relationship even at that time. So,
yeah.
Yeah, then James was taking his time.
First of all, let me tell you about James. James was up, down, all the stairs, running. I said
a lot of stairs.
Listen,
it's like 5 stories.
And James was trying to make sure that the dog was fine, right?
Yeah, he was.
We had to make sure that like the people who come get the care for the dog, like everything was fine. And your dog knew that you were in labor, right? I was talking about this. Pets know, and so like did not want to leave you, wanted to like be part of.
Do you remember my cat? My cat was like purring.
I do, and I never see your cat. Your cat never comes out.
My cat is mean. He's not friendly. Don't come to my house and pet my cat.
Right, but
he
in
loves
labor,
me. He only loves me.
This is true. Yeah. Your cat came out. I said, "Oh, that's right. You have a cat. I keep forgetting you have a cat."
He was worried. He kept like he was so sweet. He kept like checking in on me. Cute little. Yeah. Like, are you okay?
That's so cool. How like pets are so like intertwined. But you had James running up and down, making sure that you had everything, and I was like, "She's ready to leave," and he's like, okay, like,
because I was like, I snapped a little bit. I really was trying not to.
That was not snapping.
But I was like, you were like, babe, I love you so much, but everything you're doing, I need you to do it faster. And he was like, okay.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, we packed up the car and went.
Yes.
And then got to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So had the lady at the front desk of the hospital was not our favorite human.
Oh my god! And the transition was rocky. Was rocky.
By the time we got to the hospital, I was 4 centimeters. So when we got past her, everyone was way better. It's like a troll. Yes,
because she wouldn't let James go with you.
She said like only one person.
Only one person.
And I have a doula.
Yeah, it was really this thing we're going back and forth in. And then I think James had to go park the car. So therefore, I ended up going with you.
I had to choose, and I chose you. I was like, let me at least get through triage and be with you because you're a medical professional. And I think it hurt James's feelings a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like he was a little sad, but then it came together at the end.
It did. It was hard. And I was like, it's the dad. I remember talking to like one of the, I think the clinical directors. I don't know who. I was like, I'll talk to anybody. Where are you? This is
the advocacy. This is what you need to do.
I was like, this is the father of the. What do you mean? Like, it just did not make sense. And we knew because we had planned this already.
Yeah.
We knew that we can. James can be there, so can I. Like, this was the thing that we had.
We had planned it for 9 months.
Planned it, so it was so confusing that, like, at this point,
When I spoke to my OBGYN this time recently, I did tell her, I was like, one of the hardest parts of working with you guys is that lady at the front desk.
100%.
And I said, I almost was seconds away from just switching to a whole other hospital.
Yep.
And I said, because in my OBGYN clinic, they're always like, we had the plan, everything was okayed, but it seemed like there was a breakup between their information and the information at the hospital. There was a break in communication.
Yeah.
So she did assure me this time that they've done a lot of work. Since that time. I mean, last time she didn't know you, I don't think either. So
right. That's true. Yeah.
So she was like, we've done a lot of work to be like more doula friendly. We know the statistics about doulas being there. We want them.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, we're still doing our plans for this one.
Yes.
But yeah, once we got in, it was better. Once I got like settled into the room, I was happy.
Yeah.
Like, but that getting in, so they're like strict. Like they're like, oh, you have to be a certain amount dilated.
Yeah.
To get in, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, you're like, no, I'm not going. We're here. We're here now. Yeah.
It was I had no idea what to think that was even like.
Right. And so what they do is like, right, depending on obviously your health and your medical history, like there are times they will say, hey, we think it's best that you go home and labor at home still.
Mm-hmm.
And that can work for some folks, right? If they're like, oh yeah, I want to go back. But there's also this thing that happens mentally, right? Like you had labored at home. They did not know that, right? You had done what you wanted to do at home.
But they should have known that because we did call.
Right. And who did we talk to? Like, is it the same person? No, right? Because I think that's the thing is that, like, I love the idea of giving people the chance to go back if that's what they want. That's not what you wanted, and this was not part of, you know what I mean, like the plan. So the idea that they just have this, like, this is what we do. I'm like, that it can't work that way.
Well, once they saw it was 4 centimeters, they were like, wow, this is amazing. Great timing. You did the work.
Calm down.
They're like, this is awesome. You did so much laboring at home to get to 4 centimeters.
Yeah.
I did my best to try to get through as much as possible without the epidural. But there was a point I was like, give me that thing.
Right. And that was part of your birth plan, right? And I think I love that about your birth stories, that like, that was part of your birth plan, is that like you were going to get the epidural. And like as a doula, I came in, I was like, hey, let's do as much as we can before the epidural so that you can then rest.
Yes.
Right? That was the goal. And I feel like that's what happened.
I'm afraid of pain. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm really afraid of pain. And then so I was like, when I first signed up, I was like, drug me up. And then you gave that perspective. And I think it worked out really well. It was good for me to like experience those contractions. I think it helped. Like the first part of my delivery was like everything was going really good in terms of timing. I do think with the epidural, I had it. I did sleep. Oh my God, it was very nice.
Yes.
For the heated blanket.
Yes. And you were happy and you were smiling. You're like, this is so much better.
This is great.
Yeah.
They had like coconut water. The snacks from home.
Yeah.
I did throw up from the pain though before the epidural. That was weird. I never threw up from pain before.
Yeah, and it's the hormones like that. I would say like labor room has all these fluids, and they're normal in labor room, right? Yeah. If you throw it up right now, we're gonna have to be like, hey, you okay?
Yeah. It was just like fascinating. Yeah, so we just like rested. We like knocked out for a lot. We were
I slept. I was knocked out.
I loved seeing Nissi rest. It brought me like such a sense of peace to see you like get good rest too. Because I'm like, this is a hard going through delivery and seeing what the doulas do. I'm like, this is a tough job. This is really, really hard. Heavy work.
Heavy work. Yeah. I'm glad I was able to sleep. I mean, that's helpful too. Because again, you want someone who is awake and can function to support you, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And James was sleeping as well.
Yeah, we were all knocked out.
Yes. Time kind of like, went into a boom. We were at 10 centimeters. Well, there was things that we were doing while you were resting. We used the peanut ball, right? Because you still work with the pelvis. There's still movement. I think there is like a belief, like folks think that like when you get the epidural, then like you're screwed. It's like, no, we still work with the body.
They like the throne pose that we were doing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was very comfortable.
Yes. Yeah. There's so much that you can still do.
It was nice. Then they were like, yeah, we have to start pushing now, right?
Yes.
So that part, that's when things got a little bit harder. So I was pushing. I actually blacked out in terms of time. Like for me, the length of time, I have no conception. Maybe it was the drugs, maybe it was just me being like focused. I remember looking, that thing with the light where they put the baby.
Yeah.
I remember looking in that direction and I was like, my baby's gonna be there soon. And I asked, they were like, we should start pushing. I was like, so what is the time frame? Like, when do you think the baby will arrive? They said 2 hours.
Yeah.
That wasn't important for me because I blacked out on time, but apparently it's James.
Really?
James caught that. And so he was like,
where are we at?
I pushed for 5 hours. And I guess it seemed like the baby got like stuck.
I know, this is so good. I am so grateful for Netta being here and sharing her story. But listen, we are going to pause right here. I thank you for tuning in. We have part 2 next week, okay? So hit that notification button and subscribe if you haven't yet. And share this with your prego friends so that you can come back and hear the rest of this amazing positive birth story. Till next week.